Baby, let the sunlight in. Baby, let the sunlight, yeah. I grew up in a dark place, I've been hiding. Now it's your love that's provided. Baby, let the sunlight in. Baby, let the sunlight, yeah. Open up the curtains and it's blinding my eyes. You know.
All right, man. Trey, thanks for coming, man.
Of course.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
appreciate you having me.
coming here, sharing the story behind your songs, man.
Yeah.
Let's go to A Dark Place. Tell me about it.
Okay. I had a mental battle in January, kind of just like almost 30, so it's not a quarter life crisis, a 30-year crisis. I don't know, just kind of like, what am I doing? You know, I just got married, so there's like this burden of like what a man is and what a man should do, and and providing financially and all these different things. So I was like, what is going on? You know, like I'm trying my best. I remember when I started making music in 2020, I was like, man, a year from now, this shit's gonna be popping. Like, you know, all, and then 5 years later, like that's reality, you know?
Yep.
So it seemed just kind of like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? What am I supposed to be doing better? Like, just kind of went in a cycle in my mind of what's happening. So, I mean, I've had these kind of thought processes before. This was the first time that I was like, let me write about it. Talking about childhood, like growing up through some trauma. And it's kind of touching on my wife, because I had this conversation with her about like trying to decide like if music is for me, like if, you know, what I need to be doing as a man for you and for us as a family. Like, and it felt so good to talk to her about that. Mm-hmm. And the way that she responded was that like she was the sunlight in this dark place, you know? So I was like, let me write a song about that. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's Dark Place. Yeah. Love doesn't end and begin like we thought it does. Love is like a battle, love. Love is like war. Love is like growing up without someone right there that's by your side. One that can hear you cry. One that knows what's going on inside. In a dark place I've been hiding. Now it's your love that's provided. Baby, let the sunlight in. Baby, let the sunlight, yeah. I grew up in a dark place, I've been hiding. Now it's your love that's provided. Baby, let the sunlight in. Baby, let the sunlight, yeah. Open up the curtains and it's blinding my eyes. You know that I've been hurting, see the way that I cry. You won't even believe all the lies I've been telling. You won't even buy the truth I've been selling. Lord, what's the point of it all? Will it hurt if I fall? I had to tear down this wall. Give all the glory to God. I grew up in a dark place, I've been hiding. Now it's your love that's provided. Baby, let the sunlight in. Baby, let the sunlight, yeah. I grew up in a dark place, I've been hiding. Now it's your love that's provided. Baby, let the sunlight in. Baby, let the sunlight in. Let's go.
Your next song, Take My Pain Away, is from your album Misplaced Faith.
Yeah.
And I'm not personally very religious, but I'm very spiritual. Stoicism is like a big part of my life. But there's something about your music that can touch anybody. You know, when we go through hard times, we're looking for something to ease the pain. Like you said, you can have misplaced faith and use that, you know, drugs is a perfect path that you can go down, or whatever it is, something to distract you from the pain that you've got, right? Anybody can resonate with that because everybody's looking to find a way to relieve that kind of, you know, pain that we sometimes deal with.
Yeah. I mean, that's dead on. I mean, so that's the only song I've ever written first before production. Like I always do production first and then write to the production because I like to know kind of what the beat's telling me, you know, what the energy of the music is telling me. But with that one, I was driving a lot between like my parents' house, my grandma's house, our house, my girlfriend's apartment. Like in my head, it kind of messed me up because like, where's home actually? Because I'm at my girlfriend's house half the time and I'm over here with my parents. I'm over here with my grandma. I'm staying at the crib we're staying at. So it's like, I was just super confused on like, what feels the most like home? So I remember driving, it just started with, I don't know what to call my home. I don't know who I am, you know, just stuff going down that rabbit hole. And I wanted to write the song where people could take it like, oh, he's talking about a relationship.
Right.
Oh, he's talking about a friendship. He's talking about himself a lot.
Make it ambiguous so a lot of people could relate to it.
But it was very like, this is me talking to God.
Right.
You know, but I didn't want it to be so on the nose about it. And so that's why I think that song resonates with so many people, because it's like figuring out what it means to you. I think that's the funnest part for me of making music is they ask me like, what does the song mean? I'm like, what do you think it means? You know, so. I don't know what to call my home. I don't know how far I have gone all on my own. I can't do this by myself. I feel alone with all your help. Boy, am I wrong? From dusk to dawn, I feel the same. I don't know who I am if you don't call my name. I know sometimes I feel away. Rather just sit here and wither away. Boy, am I wrong? If it's all the same, won't you take my pain away? Tell myself that I'm okay. For seconds to minutes, hours, they just turn to days. From minutes to hours, days to weeks, months to years, I can't feel free. Boy, am I wrong? I can tell how you feel, it's wrote all on your face. I feel alone all by myself in this forsaken place. I know sometimes I feel away. Rather just sit here and wither away. Boy, am I wrong? If it's all the same, won't you take my pain away?
That C fits, man. The C fits. So let's talk about heritage.
Sweet.
Tell me the story about that song, background behind it, the writing.
Yeah,
everything.
for sure. I got married in October.
Congrats, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So as soon as I got married, I was like, I'm feeling hella inspired, when it comes to love and just kind of that energy. I didn't want to write love songs in the way of like, for lack of a better word, like corny.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about like what love is to me and kind of like the trials and tribulations that come with love. And not that I have issues in my marriage or anything like that. It's just, that's life.
Yeah,
and people.
It's just a more realistic look at it versus like
Right.
a kind of a rainbows, sunshine, butterflies kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where heritage kind of came from. But more so with that topic, I wanted to remember our first date, our first time like meeting, really hanging out. And I just remember being in my head while that first conversation me and her were having. And so I was just constantly thinking about how much I like her and all the things I like about her. So that's where like the lyrics come from. Like, I'm loving your heritage. I'm loving your mind. I'm loving your body, loving your hair again. Like I'm, just like everything physical. And then in the second part of the chorus, like, I'm loving your soul. You're the one that I'm marrying, my kid that you're carrying. Like, so now I'm ahead of myself. And then so it's like part of my arrogance, like social awareness, like I need to be aware of the reality instead of getting ahead of myself.
Loving your heritage, loving your mind, loving your body, loving your hair again. Part of me staring, part of my arrogance. Social awareness. Loving your heritage, loving your mind, loving your soul. The one that I'm marrying, my kid that you're carrying. Part of my arrogance. Social awareness. Yeah, it's that late night feeling, heart wide open. Soul just peeling, love so deep, it's an ocean I'm swimming. Caught in that tide, and I don't mind drifting, ayy. You're the sun on my rainy days. Turn my sky from a gray to a golden haze. Got me lost in your orbit, girl, I'm so amazed. Every look that you give, I'm a moth to your flame, ayy. Love your heritage, loving your mind, loving your body, loving your hair again. Part of me staring, part of my arrogance. Social awareness. Loving your heritage, loving your mind, loving your soul. The one that I'm marrying, my kid that you're carrying. Part of my arrogance. Social awareness. Yeah, on the couch chilling, talking about our childhood scars and how we made peace with what's in our hearts. Every battle that we fought, every piece of your art. Girl, you're a galaxy stitched, you're a star. Need no filter, this is raw, this is pure. All the weight on my chest, and you're the only cure. See the world keeps spinning, we can float right here. A love so rare, a love so rare. Yeah, loving your heritage, loving your mind, loving your body, loving your hair again. Part of me staring, part of my arrogance. Social awareness. Loving your heritage, loving your mind, loving your soul. The one that I'm marrying, my kid that you're carrying. Part of my arrogance. Social awareness.
That was beautiful, Shelly. That was awesome, dude.
Talk to me about I'm Fine.
Yeah, so the idea behind that, originally the song was called Vulnerability, but I feel like it was like almost too on the nose. As a man, I can speak for myself of like when someone asks like, how you doing today? It's like, oh, I'm fine. But, deep down, it's like you might have some stuff going on, you may not, but a lot of men choose to just say, I'm good, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Just to brush it off, I want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is me talking about it. Growing up, I was very closed off in talking about my emotions, going through a lot, but not wanting people to know or be judged for it or not show weakness.
Yeah.
Let's explore those emotions as not only men, but as people. Like, it's okay to talk about these things, especially like in hip hop when like emotions aren't like the main topic,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
If one person hears this song and is like, I feel you, like I feel the same way, I'm really glad that you said something that I couldn't voice myself. Like that means everything to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a man with a heart I can't hide. I got a couple scars and I wear them with pride. They told me don't cry, I'll just keep it inside. I felt the weight of the world and it messed with my stride, eh? Yeah, I got tough skin, soft soul. That's the balance though. I tried to keep it cold, but it melted slow. Every crack in my armor, I had to let it go. Told myself it's okay for me to let them know. Yeah. So I let them know. Had to let them know, yeah, that we all got fears that we don't wanna face. And the tears we don't shed, let them go to waste, eh? But the mirror don't lie when you look in your face. Man, I'm tired of the chase and I'm done with the race, eh? Yeah, look, I got open hands, open heart, open mind. If the world wanna judge, let them fall behind. I'm a work in progress, that's by my design. Yeah. One more time, I got open hands, open heart, open mind. If the world wanna judge, let them fall behind. I'm a work in progress, that's by my design. Being vulnerable, strength, and bitch, I'm doing fine, yeah. Yeah, bitch, I'm doing fine. Bitch, I'm doing just fine. That's beautiful.
When did you decide I want to pursue this? Music's gonna be like my vocation, my passion, my path.
So it started as like production, just kind of getting into that world. And I was going to college at a junior college. Shout out to Blinn, College Station, baby.
Yeah.
I was there for I think like a year or two, and then I was telling my brother like, man, I really want to get into music. So he was like, find a school for music. So I went and studied audio engineering, as well as music production. So got into that world, and it literally just started as that. So now like I'm just cooking beats, engineering some friends, like obviously no money being made, but just doing that.
Did you find that going to school? Because I'd never studied audio engineering or production. Yeah. Everything that I've done was like either learning at studios or through friends or just by trial and error and stuff.
I believe that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, how much? Because I talked to a lot of producers as well who've gone to engineering school, and they're like, you learn somewhat, but it's all hands on, right?
That's so crazy. That's like literally that's my takeaway. And every time I talk to somebody who also went to engineering or production school, and there's like no shame in that, like that's it taught me a lot. It taught me studio etiquette more so than anything, like how to prepare for a session, how to be in a session, like. Stuff like that. And
finding like-minded producers. Like you find other dudes, girls, whatever, in the same industry or field that you want to do, so you meet people you can collaborate and write with too, which is indispensable, which is like what you need. You've got a crew of awesome guys that help you. Seriously, man, like drive you. But like I can imagine being like completely by yourself doing the work. You know, it's completely different when you've got you know, a bunch of guys to like spitball ideas off of, or people
That's
to give you
true.
feedback. That's
Yeah,
like
I understand that.
You know, so that's the pro of that, having other people around. Yeah.
But I would say that I think I learned most of what I know off YouTube.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Just like
Yeah.
how to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
how to make a Drake type beat, you
Yeah.
know, and someone will literally
Yeah.
give you a 30-minute tutorial, and it's like, let me just copy and paste that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I spent hours on Pensado's place for mixing, man.
dude,
That
do you
guy's-
remember that? I don't know if he
Pensado's
does.
place,
During
yeah.
COVID, that was like every morning I'd have coffee. I would smoke a black and mild. I don't do that anymore, but I used to.
Yeah.
And watch Pensado's place.
Dude, like some of the best mixing engineers and producers would go on there and give away their secrets. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started as that engineering, and then I would have all these beats, and my brother was like, "Why don't you go on them?" And I was like, "I never thought about that." You know, I've always wanted to be behind the scenes. I've always wanted to be the producer, engineer, and kind of take that route. But it has been fun writing and recording, and then 5 years later, you know,
That's dope, man.
we're sitting here doing a little tiny desk.
Thanks so much for coming, man.
Yeah,
That was
dude.
really
Appreciate
awesome.
you.
Thanks, man. Cool.